What a meal well prepared by Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City. And the bone of contention between Chelsea and Brighton at the bridge. These were wonderful games of football, and the icing on the cake, Liverpool doing it against Fulham this weekend. Well, if you want to bring in Man United to the picture, is the crumbling of the Old Trafford faithfuls. Manchester United down and out. But they are not the main reason for this weekend's game. City and Spurs gave us a game to remember.
It was a good game. Yeah.
What do you make of that, Shaq? Welcome to the show, by the way.
Thank you. No, I told you before the show that I predicted it's going to be 8-2 loss to... No, it was going the way I was expecting. It was the Manchester City was bombarding them with a lot of attacks and whatnot. It's just I think it was not their day today.
You mean Manchester City or Tottenham's day?
No, Manchester City luck was bad. Like everything went against them. And of course they didn't take their chances they should have. Are you saying? Am I saying I don't give credit to Tottenham? No, I do. They did.
That's pretty much what you say.
No, I will say they played well in the second half. Yes, not in the first half.
They started well. They first scored, and they scored an own goal. I mean, which was an unfortunate own goal.
Yeah.
But I think people are writing Tottenham off this season because they've lost 3 games on the bounce.
Based on that and also injuries.
Injuries and suspensions.
Yes, but I don't know why game changed in the second half. I thought the City, as usual, City comes back and bombards with like 3-4 goals and just finish the game, make it like the game. Like
if this was Tottenham of last season, this will happen. But remember, this is a new manager.
I think they also changed. My prediction was that Tottenham was gonna play more like 3 in the back, more 5 in front. But I think they were 4 in the back.
Yeah, they played a back 4. This season they've been playing back 4 with 2 holding midfielders.
Right, but they usually play high line, but they didn't play high line today. As much as they do.
Absolutely, of course, you're right.
He was a bit cautious.
Yeah, of course, the rival is Manchester City. You expect that they're going to have the ball more, and then you can hit them on the break, which was what happened that led to Tottenham's first goal. And even the second goal and the third goal that they scored, I mean, trust me, they could have, as you said, the game could have gone either way. But I think that this Tottenham have a different mentality. The mentality in the squad, even with the depleted squad, we have to know that last season, with a depleted squad, Tottenham will capitulate.
Yes.
I mean, they'll be conceding 4 or 5 goals today. Against
who was managing Tottenham last season?
Who was there? Look it up. I cannot remember Tottenham.
That's funny. We both forgot. That's how we don't care about.
Of course, I don't really care about Tottenham, but Ange Postecoglou just came in this season, right?
Oh, it was the Italian coach,
Antonio Conte,
and then he left, and then the assistant coach left.
And the assistant coach took over for a bit
until the new season. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a different mentality, which was...
And they have gotten good players this season.
They have signed quality players.
Bissouma is a really good player.
Bissouma has been there.
He was there last season?
He was there last season.
So when the Wick was, whatever his name is...
I mean, I think...
He was a new signing. When the Wick got injured. What's his name?
Yeah. The defender?
Mickey Van de Ven, yeah.
Yeah, he's a new signing.
He was a new signing.
There are a lot of new signings. There are different new signings, and also there are reinvigorated old players there.
Who's the new signing?
The goalkeeper is
in the new team. Okay, Vicario is new.
Yeah, the goalkeeper is
Romero was always there, right?
Romero has always been there. I mean, for 2 or 3 seasons now.
Yeah.
That's why what's his name? The other centre back that was injured, that pulled a hamstring against Chelsea, the Dutch centre back.
Right. Yeah.
He's new because he used to be Eric Dyer. Even Eric Dyer with the centre back injured, Eric Dyer is not even seeing the match. He's not even seeing game time, right? And he's been at Tottenham for a very long time, right?
Yeah.
Mourinho, Conte, and now.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells you that there's a different idea, there's a different mentality. Now they played Davis in the left center back and played what's his name, the Emerson Mayoral on the right center back.
Emerson Royale.
Yeah, Emerson Royale. Sorry, on the right center back position. Traditionally, Emerson is a right back, but he played in right center back position today.
Oh, they also got
Udogie.
They also got the guy from
Italy, from
Johnson.
Udinese.
He was playing.
Brendan Johnson was from
Nottingham, right?
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, he's actually good signing.
He's very quick.
Yes.
He's one of the smartest players in the Premier League. So as you can see, even Brian Keel, who is covering up for let's say Betancourt in the middle, he's not new, but he's gone on loan and come back. So these are players that have been. Yves Bissouma has been there. Lo Celso has been there. But I think with a new manager, he gives everyone a chance, an opportunity. Like you all start afresh. Let's see what you've got, and then he start making his choices on who he trusts and who has to play.
Yeah,
and that's what Tottenham has become. And with this tie, with this draw against City today, I think it's going to boost their confidence.
For sure.
For them to go on to their next game, which they are playing West Ham next. And that could push them to win the game because they've lost 3 on the bounce, and that has pushed them all the way down to the 5th position. But again, they're still not even far from the top 4 compared to teams like Chelsea, who, I mean, they are the only big team that is very, very far from the top 4. Man United is close to the top 4. It's just a matter of 1 or 2 wins with the disappointment of the other teams, and they can get back into top 4. Newcastle as well, in the 6th position. So, looking at the game, let's talk about the game today. Tottenham did not give up compared to the Tottenham we used to know before.
No, they never give up. My thinking was that they play a very open game.
They play on
which means they don't give up, but also means they can concede a lot of goals if they play very open.
Who on earth told you that Man City scores in the 87th minute? No, sorry. When did Man City get their last goal?
81, something like that. Go up further. Yeah, here.
Yes.
81.
81st minute. Man City scores 3. The 3rd goal, rather.
I was at that point.
And you believe that game is done?
I was thinking Man City was going to do more goals.
Of course. But again, normally you believe the game is done because of whosoever they are playing, and because they are Manchester City, and because they have the players they have, and because they have Pep Guardiola as their coach.
Yeah.
You believe that game is done. But how could Tottenham come back to score in the 90th minute with that header off the shoulder? How?
No, Tottenham is a kind of team they do. Remember that game where they were losing? I think 2 years ago. The Netherlands guy, he came in and he scored 2 goals back to back, and they won the game.
Yeah.
Tottenham has that I think in their DNA.
No, we always know Tottenham as
either they lose very quickly or they win very quickly.
Remember, we have the saying of they are being Spursy.
Yeah.
Right. Spurs is just like the bottle.
They do give you entertaining game.
Yeah, they just bottle it. They just bottle it.
Right.
That's what they are known for, bottling it.
Yeah.
Bottling the league, even though when they were cruising to win it, and all of a sudden it's Leicester.
Yeah.
They just throw league and games away because they're just like there's this inferiority complex. Remember Antonio Conte's press conference? He says it's like it's in their DNA not to fight hard, not to work hard, not. That is what Tottenham has been known for.
Right.
But with this new manager who comes in and changes the whole approach, they are playing differently from 1st minute to 90th minute. Whether they are losing or whether they are winning. That game against Chelsea, that they continued playing a high line, even though they lost by that amount of goal, tells you that they have a different mindset now compared to before.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why I believe that they were able to, they are able to to get something out of this season.
They do have. I mean, if you look up all the big games, they have tied. They've tied with Arsenal. They've tied with Man City. They've tied with Chelsea.
Yeah.
I think these
No,
were.
they lost to Chelsea.
Oh, they
Tottenham.
lost to Chelsea.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
they
right,
lost to
yeah,
Chelsea.
they lost because of that. Right. No, Chelsea tied with City. No,
Yeah.
this is different. But they tried their best to make it a tie. That's the point. Like they're not
Yeah.
afraid of big teams, and that's actually a huge component of a title contender.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's just the mindset. You know, if you come out with the mindset that no matter what is happening, you're going to stick to your game, you're going to play your game, you're going to do that thing you've done in training session. You know, you don't panic because
Yeah.
before Tottenham would panic.
Yeah.
You go back into their shell, and once you go back into your shell and you played against Man City, they will punish you.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Let's look at Manchester City. We've talked about Tottenham here. Let's look at Manchester City. Manchester City has played 14 games and they have lost 2 games this season already, and they have drawn 3, with today's game being the 3rd one in a row that they are tied. 3 draws in a row, Manchester City. That doesn't happen often. What do you think has happened to Manchester City this season compared to the Manchester City from last season?
I think they're still Manchester City is still the very same sort of team. Nothing has changed. It's just the other teams have gotten better. They're giving them competition. Last year it was not really a competition by a lot of teams were struggling with winning against, like, it was not a big competition. Like even this year Aston Villa is, no one would predict it, and Brighton is also playing very well. And Newcastle is a different team this year. Last year, and City is still playing with the same team. It's just they don't have Kevin, but they still have a very deep squad.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, they still play with the same. They dominate the game. They don't shake. Like even today, the goal that Foden scored, it felt like they were doing practice.
Yeah.
Right. So they still have the same everything. But for the last 3 games, I don't know. I think today was they were unlucky. City was unlucky. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Tottenham, but in the first half, if they scored those 3-4 goals, the game would have been dead, like easily. Like then it's game over.
That's right. They did not take their chances, and in this game, especially this game, twice they hit the post, from Doku and
Alvarez, and then Haaland didn't do a tap in.
He couldn't.
That was the easy tap in.
It's not an easy tap.
No, I mean his body is he has so much space and everything.
I think he put a little bit of extra spin to the ball, because again that ball, he was actually central. His position was actually in the middle, and the keeper was there. So he had to put it away.
Keeper was not there.
No, he was central. So if he put it central, there may be a chance that even where the keeper is, and then he dives to it. I'm not trying to make excuse because that was an opportunity for him to score. But when people say it's easy, I don't say it's easy for you to just do a tapping. Because do you remember the one that he played that went all the way high?
Yeah.
That was like, okay, what was that? But these are the things
but that was difficult.
These are the things that happen. He was in the same position. But these are the things that happen in a game, right? And that's also what happens when you have a player who is known to score lots of goals, and he does not score this as presumably easy goals. So we can say, well, imagine how many goals he would have scored if he had scored all the ones he had missed. But that's also part of the game. I was listening to Pep's interview.
Right.
He said, this is why football is different from every other sport. Basketball, boom, 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 you go. It's all statistics numbers, right? The higher the ball you have, the more you're able to win. The same thing in tennis, the same thing in other sports, right? But in football, you can have all the possession in the world that you can. That doesn't mean that you're going to win the game. And this is what happened to City today, that they had the ball, they kept it as long as they wanted. But again, any chance they got, they didn't make use of it. They didn't make use
Yeah,
of all their
yeah,
chances.
they didn't.
Tottenham had how many chances? They took advantage of them. They scored.
Yeah, this reminds me back to the game Chelsea played against Brentford.
Yeah,
They didn't have any much possession. I think they had like 25% tops,
exactly.
and then the chances they had, they took it.
That's why we actually love the game. That's why any team, especially in this
Yeah.
league here, any team that is playing, whether it is Sheffield United against Manchester City, you'll still get a good game. You still get a good game because you cannot predict what will happen. Yes,
Yeah.
you might say City's going to win. Do you remember the season? I think I can't remember whether it was 4 seasons ago, but that season Norwich was still in the Premier League. They beat Manchester City. Norwich beat Manchester City in the same season that Norwich was relegated.
Yeah, but what is your explanation of
My thing is
three
this.
draws in a row?
3 draws in a row is this. As the season started and went on, I think this Manchester City is not the same Manchester City of last season, in my own opinion.
Okay.
Reason is that one, I think the weight of what they accomplished last season is still there on their shoulders. That's number one. Number two, there are new players that have come in. Mahrez has gone. Mahrez was never a bad player for Man City.
No.
He was also one of their top performers, right?
Yes.
He has gone. Their midfielders, there's some tweaks there, right? Gundogan left, and so the burden of last season, the burden of the achievement of last season, is still hovering on their shoulder. That they are not yet able to kickstart their season the way they ended last season. So that's what I think. Secondly, you mentioned that teams have actually improved as well, right? So people are taking a go at Manchester City. Go 50-50. Don't fear. If we lose, we lose. And I think that's the approach some teams have taken, especially, for example, this game against Spurs, the game against Chelsea. It is go. If we lose, we lose. But let's lose trying. Let's lose not sitting back and having them have all the ball. Don't go 50-50. Just sit back and just wait. No. Go 50-50, challenge, fight, intimidate them the way. You mentioned that Chelsea bullied Manchester City the day Chelsea played Manchester City.
Yeah, they did.
It's because Chelsea did not allow City to intimidate them. And that is why that's what I think that has happened with.
Yeah, and even Arsenal did the same thing. They didn't get afraid of them.
Yeah, you don't be scared of them. I mean, there are same players that you could play with at any time and anywhere. Just that their manager is different, and again, the mental approach to the game is also different from different teams.
But you still have to remember that you say they have won everything, but I think that Pep has one more thing to prove, that if he does that, I think that's going to be the longest running winning in a row for any manager in the history of Premier League. Like 4 times in a row this time. Is this right now?
Yeah, I think 4 times. Yeah,
if he wins one more time, no one has won 5 times.
Of course, yes.
Someone has won 4.
Alex Ferguson has done that
5 times.
Oh,
so what else is there for him to?
It's not. There's nothing for me. It's just.
Because Pep is a kind of a person who wants to break records. He does not play.
He does not really care about that. He just wants to win. He just wants to have a good team. He has good players. So I do not think that it is all about him setting the record. He does not need to. He cannot beat Alex Ferguson's record of anything. Yes.
No, I'm saying in a row.
Yeah, he's won the treble. So he's won the treble. He has won it how many times in a row? City has 7 Premier League titles right now. I think so. That I am not happy, because Chelsea used to have 5. Now City has overtaken them. So Man United, Manchester City, and then Chelsea in the number of titles won in the Premier League, not in England, in the Premier League since 1992. So that's.
So coming back to
there is nothing there for him to.
No, the question was, and the discussion was that is this a different Manchester City team? You think it's different? and you've given reasons.
Yeah, I think it's a different Man City. I do not see them that, and again, I don't see them as that powerful as strong. Again, they are losing, missing Kevin De Bruyne, so when he comes back, it might be
Rodri is
different.
going to miss his next game,
Rodri is missing the next game, so
and their next game is against who?
the next game is easy one. I mean, it's not that easy, but it's against
Aston
Villa.
Villa.
So
Is it Aston Villa?
yeah, it's Aston Villa. So,
Oh, Arsenal is playing Luton next.
but yeah, back again, it's just that the way, for me, the way I've seen City this season, I don't see them that intimidating. People can go at them, you know, put your foot there
Mm-hmm.
and fight for it, and don't get intimidated. But anyway, that's all about City and Tottenham Hotspur giving us an entertaining 3-3. Now let's talk about Chelsea a bit today. Chelsea have not learnt their lesson. Their players have not learnt their
You think
lesson.
they haven't?
No, they have not.
I think they were a
learnt.
bit more disciplined today.
No, they were not disciplined today.
Why?
Chelsea is the most indisciplined player in the Premier
Today
League
they were
this season.
better.
Today we were better.
I mean, the
you
front
got a
line-
red card today.
Yeah.
The same nonsense that led to a red card of your captain last weekend
Yeah.
is the same thing that led to the red card of the captain today. And how many yellow
Was
cards?
Gallagher captain today?
Gallagher was the captain today. Check how many yellow cards that were given out to Chelsea players today. Look, 1, 2,
3,
1,
4.
2, 3, 4. Actually, 5 and 6 cards because 2 of them were to Gallagher that became a red card. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and you say that this team has improved. Disciplinary speaking, they have not. Chelsea has, with today's game,
Mm-hmm.
I think they have 51 yellow cards in the whole season.
Really?
The season hasn't gone half yet. 51 yellow cards.
Mm.
Sterling was removed because if he had gotten another yellow
It
card,
would have been red.
he'll be missing the
that's-
game against
yes.
Manchester United.
Right, right.
And I think, I was talking to my friend, Victor, and I said to him, I think we're not physically sharp to compete with the physical demands of the Premier League. That's why we're
Mhm.
pushing players.
Not even a single player?
Which one?
I don't think any player, right? Yes, you were right. But even Enzo Fernandez, when he dives, he also got a yellow
Yeah,
card.
he got a yellow card. I mean, it's physically, Chelsea does not have what it
Well,
takes.
well, I mean, physically, when you say, is it like the running part? They're
The
back?
running part and closing
Yeah.
down. That's yellow card. The second yellow card on
Gallagher?
Gallagher, which he fouled an ex-Chelsea player who everyone thought that he couldn't make it in Chelsea because he was small and all of that. He was not built enough. I think Billy Gilmore, his standard of play has improved. We knew that he's got class, but we didn't know that he was going to play for Chelsea. You know, we let him go. We sent him on loan to Brighton, and later, you know, he made it permanent. Right? He was a Chelsea Academy product. Now,
Right.
is it not the same kid that was playing with Gallagher in the academy system? Why are you going that way to foul him? Why don't you follow him, stay on him, keep on him, and then I do tell my players, the ones that I coach, that okay, try to run ahead of the players, stay side by side, and then put the tackle. Anytime you're coming from a tackle from behind, there's a tendency you're going to miss it,
Very
and
high
there's
chance,
a tendency that you get a yellow card for it.
And especially if you're on a yellow card, don't do diving at all.
Exactly.
No diving.
This should be recorded. I mean, I
Maybe
don't
like
know.
body pushes when you're.
I don't know
diving.
if they just forget that they already have a yellow card before.
Yeah, it was
That-
it was before the halftime, right?
Yeah, two yellow cards in the first half, and then that's where you got sent off.
I mean, sometimes if you have a yellow card before the halftime, and the coach like drills in your head like, "Hey, don't get a yellow card, don't get," and then
Yeah.
they listen to the
You
coach.
can listen to the coach,
Yeah,
but again,
but
he
this
ju- he
should be
just-
this should be
the
this should not be
indiscipline in the
like
team
yeah,
is-
this shouldn't be
is annoying.
explained.
The
It's just
indiscipline, the player should know.
yeah, the player should
But
know.
again,
Yeah.
maybe a reminder. Now I was looking at, okay, when Chelsea's best player so far this season has been our centre back. the oldest player in the Premier League, the
He
oldest
he saved
defender,
one
the
goal. Who was
oldest
good, yes.
defender to ever play in the Premier League,
He should be paid the most.
which I don't think so.
No,
However, when a defender is your best player, it means that the team is not good.
it's lacking. Yeah.
There's a lot of things lacking in the team.
You know, personally, I think Brighton was playing really, really poor today. They didn't.
Maybe
No, they didn't put any effort into, like,
May-
one man down. You get so much
Yeah.
drilled down by the other team. Brighton did nothing,
Yeah, I don't.
especially in the box. Nothing.
Unfortunately, it didn't work out for them, but fortunately, it worked out for Chelsea. And I think it's also because, yeah, I agree with you. They did not give their
I mean,
very,
there
very
there was
best.
no energy. You know
Yeah.
when they got energy? When I think there was a push in the 91st minute by, I think it was the Disasi. There was some fighting.
Yeah.
And that's when they got some energy, and then they scored a goal, and that's when the game actually became alive.
But the thing is
But
this,
it was still too late, and Brighton was not the same Brighton.
I
Even
think when
Matoma
you
didn't
play
do
in
nothing.
Europe, they
Right?
play
Yeah.
in Europe, and then I don't think that I have the depth of squad. Brighton is a small club to start with.
Yeah.
So when you play in Europe and then you come back and play,
Don't they have Ansu Fati?
they have him.
They didn't play him.
I did not see him. I
I
don't
think
even
he
know
was
if
on
he
the.
was on the bench.
No, he think he's injured.
Yeah, he was not on the bench. Kaoru Mitoma, their top two players beyond the three players, Pascal Gross, Mitoma, and Joao Pedro were all on the bench and they came in. But again, I think because they played in Europe. And they
Maybe it's taking
and they didn't
taking
come
a
back
toll.
until early Friday morning.
Oh,
They
really?
played on Thursday night and they didn't come back.
Yeah, that
because
can
they
tire
had
you
a,
off. Yeah.
they had a doping test
Okay.
for some of their players
Mhm.
after the Europa League game
Were they like
Athens.
positive or what?
No, of course they were not. But again, they just take players randomly
Right,
to
right,
test them to
right.
see,
Yeah.
you know,
So after European.
after the game. So that delayed their coming back to England.
Right.
But again, the good thing is that they didn't have to travel for this game because Brighton is also based in London.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think that was why. On the other hand, I thought Chelsea should have played more better, seeing that they did not have any game in the week, against playing in Europe. But we didn't really play up to our potential.
No,
Brighton
no.
started well, even though we first scored. We scored from 2 set pieces, which worked in our favor, and then they pulled in one. I always knew that they were going to come and score a goal. There's still a lot of work in Chelsea. And when the red card came, I was really stressed out in this game compared to the game against Manchester City, because I know that Brighton works so hard to play, and they play very good football, and they can run you down. But as you said, they did not take that advantage of a one man down. But also, I think Chelsea dug in deeper, and even in the one man down, Chelsea got a third goal.
Yeah, even and on top of that, the subs were really good. Like, I think I like that. Like when he subbed in, I think it was like 10 minutes left. When he subbed
They brought in Armando
Broya, and Cole Palmer was a good sub.
Cole Palmer was a good sub. Ian Matson as well tried. The bench is actually empty for Chelsea, honestly speaking. Seeing only those three players, that came on. The rest are just.
There is Madubuke.
Tony Madueke. I don't think he's good enough to be a Chelsea player. I don't know why.
What do you think about Disasi?
Disasi, I like Disasi as a centre back. I think we have a bright future in the defensive when Thiago Silva leaves. We have a very, very bright future. We can actually switch to a back three, but I think these guys can play multiple positions, so that's good.
But I think with the level of what's the name who went to Madrid, you have no defender of his caliber.
We will.
What's
get
his
there.
name?
Rudiger.
Rudiger. I
Yeah,
don't think
Rudiger
as
is a
of right
crazy.
now,
Rudiger is just a
he's a
crazy
different
defender.
defender. Yeah. It's
It's
a
not.
different mindset.
He's a
Yeah.
different. He's got a different
That's
mindset
why
in
he went
defending.
to like the big
Yeah.
club just came in and got him.
I mean, that's the way he defends. Yeah, we all love the way he defends.
Yeah.
You know, he
But my point
defends
is,
like it's
as of
art.
right now, if you have to compare all of them, there is no one.
There's none of them on Rudiger's class. But again, Rudiger is an established defender. He's
Yeah.
been around for a while.
Yeah.
These guys are all new. Levi Colwill was just on loan to Brighton last season, and then he came back to Chelsea again. He's an academy product. Benoit Badiashile and Axel Disasi.
They just came in, right?
They just came in. You know,
Yeah.
they're just like 1 or 2 seasons. I think this is their second season. I think this is Disasi's first
Disasi's,
season.
I think, young too.
Yeah, they're all young. They're all young players. They are young players. So the future is bright for Chelsea in terms of the players. You know, yeah, he's just 25. You know, so but again, I don't like the way we're handling things, picking up yellow cards. These things will come down and hurt the team. But I'm happy that we were able to see out the game 3-2, even with the last minute.
it was actually as a Chelsea fan, it was not because the last VAR thing, and he did the sign. He looked
I was like, how on earth can VAR don't see that and still have to send the ref to go
and
watch.
On top, no, even the on-field ref, his body style looked like
pointing, like was he pointing? I was like, how do I get into the television to drag this referee? These referees are so annoying. Another annoying thing that we forgot to mention was the Manchester City one that Erling Haaland gave the final pass. They fouled him. He got up, still continued playing, played the forward pass, and then he called it back for advantage. I was like, what the heck are you doing, referee?
Yes.
These English referees.
That was a big blunder.
It was a blunder. It was a disgrace.
I think he will get some punishment.
He was a disgrace. That's Cooper. English referees in general, for me, they should all retire. All of them.
I think that
all of them should be retired.
They're getting all
of them should be retired.
Deserved heat right now, and I think that it's about time because they were protected. PMOG were protecting for a very long time. I think it's about time.
They should get rid of.
And what the punishment they gave to Anthony
Taylor,
and he
still went to the championship and committed another blunder.
Yeah, and he's refereeing a lot. He was refereeing today, I think.
Yeah.
In Premier League,
it's unbelievable, the blunder from English referees. Even with the VAR, they're still committing blunders. Like, what the heck? You watch the Champions League, it doesn't take time for them to call an offside to decide.
Yes,
it's
because
an offside.
They don't even show where offside. They already know.
But they just see it is clear. It's offside. You move on.
They have a better technology.
Which kind of better technology?
No, UEFA has better technology. The World Cup kind of technology.
But, I mean,
the point is, like,
come on,
the
man.
standards should get better now, and for
oh my word,
Premier League, because it's costing a lot of teams now, and I think it was a big decision that will be talked about in the future.
I don't even understand what.
I think it was if he kept going, he was clear.
That was a goal, because that's Alvarez in front there.
No, it was Grealish.
It was it was Grealish. That would have been a goal,
Still,
because it was just if that guy pulled him, is a red card.
Yes.
Because the guy was already behind him.
Yeah.
Except if he's not that fast to run and get carried.
No, Grealish can run fast.
Yeah, but again, I'm like, what the heck? Why are you calling it back?
Yeah, I mean, he said keep going, gave the advantage, and then he stops.
They are shocking, absolutely shocking of referees.
And coming
I
back
think they're
to
the worst in Europe. Just have in mind.
Yeah.
The Euros is next year. Check how many English referees will be in the Euros. I bet you it might be just 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Just check it out. Again, physically, they look out of shape. They are fat. I'm sorry to say, but English referees, especially the referee for the Manchester City game today, he's out of shape to be a referee. Watch the Italian referees. Watch the French. Watch the Spanish. Watch the Germans.
Right.
See their physical conditioning. The ones in England, oh, you maybe I don't know. They're just like they should not be referees at all. They should retire. They've had enough.
I think it's about time they should bring in more. And then and
Look
what?
at that guy on the over there.
Yeah. What about it? They said, oh, we're gonna bring retired Premier League. I don't think it's gonna
Retired
help.
Premier League, which retired except a player that did not make enough money.
And
Retired Premier League player to be a referee.
I think it's even worse because they have to. Their players there. It shouldn't be. They shouldn't be coming in.
They'll be biased.
Yeah, it'd be biased. Yeah.
I don't know whatever, but anyway, that's the horrible side of what we experience in.
But yeah, at the
Premier
end,
League.
it was like, hey, why is the ref doing this and that? And with a lot of stoppage time, it's even getting worse. And you know,
They try to copy FIFA, but they don't want to get FIFA technology, where you add extra time.
yeah,
That 10 minutes that they gave to Chelsea and this game, I was like, what the heck? It was the longest injury time of my life.
yeah, for the Chelsea game,
Oh,
yeah, I think it
goodness
was
me.
13, 14 minutes.
14 minutes.
Yeah.
It was, and because we couldn't get the ball out, and then Sanchez would take a long volley to play out after he makes a save.
Mhm.
He kicks it out. He doesn't even cross the halfway line. He goes out of bounds, and they started throwing in our own half. Anyway, we survived, and we look forward to the next one against all Red Devils, Manchester United. Please come the way you are. Come the way as you are, oh Man United.
Oh, they're not changing.
No, don't change, please.
They're
Come
not
the way
changing.
you are.
They're not changing in a week.
You never know. Come the way you are to play Chelsea. We will really, really appreciate you. Okay, I know it's at Old Trafford, so hopefully we get a win.
Which brings us to the last game, which is Newcastle versus United.
Newcastle United. United is done.
The United has nothing to offer to
Nothing.
show off.
It was embarrassing watching Rashford, watching Martial play football yesterday.
And also Bruno, he didn't do nothing.
I mean, he tried to hit some shots, but again, what was annoying to me is that
There was no midfield.
it's not
There,
about
there,
the midfield.
okay, there are two types of. There are two sides of. There are two groups of people. One is who defending that Manchester is fine because if you look at the position, they're number 7th and they're not many points behind. Well, but with that before this weekend, they were like, oh, they're only like 4 points behind the top team or 5, and why do you criticize? I was like, they have won all the games when they played against the bottom teams, and now when time comes to play against the top teams, they don't win the game, and this week was as a proof of that. When it comes to playing against the top teams, they struggle. And if I remember, if you look at the attack threat attack, they have like 10%, maybe less, maybe less. There was only one attack.
Man United is done. They should do what they did in Chelsea. Just be smart in signing better players and players that can play for Man United.
But do you think Erik ten Hag would sign new players here? I don't think so. He's spent so much time now, and he has invested his ego in it, and he's not gonna just.
Man United, I don't see any desire in the players. I don't see them trying to, play for Man United.
They do have good players. Some of them, like Casemiro, is good, but he plays in an off position.
I mean, it's not even about that. The Casemiro has not. I don't know whether with injuries and all of that, but looking at the game they played against Newcastle, let's look at the players that they started. Rashford could not run. Rashford could not pressure. Rashford could not press. Rashford could not defend.
I think Rashford is only looking for
the ball and then he walks.
Rashford is only looking for like assists.
What is the problem? What is the problem? Martial, the same thing. You can't put in any. I'm like, what is this kid still doing here? He's been
Anthony
here for a
Martial
long time.
does not get any chance to play for France though.
How do you think France? If you don't get France, it's not like France. It's not like.
I think he's how
France
many
is not
caps?
like any other country that if you're not, it's not like England that play players based on okay, based on what you did before, he will call you back. Calvin Phillips
Or
or
you play for the
Maguire.
big club, you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
bring you
because you
in.
play on you're the payroll of the big
Yeah,
clubs. You come and play.
yeah.
No, for France, you must be playing regularly. Check all the players that play for France. Even those on the bench are playing regularly in their clubs.
True.
So
Yeah.
Martial will never come close to playing for
Not
France
just
again.
playing, they're playing good
They are
football.
playing good
Yeah.
and playing for the top teams, and they're still on the bench
And still on the
for
bench.
France.
Yes.
So Martial is forget about Martial. I honestly I don't understand Manchester United. I think Rashford should be sold. McTominay should be
McTominay
let
was
go.
invisible that game.
Anthony Martial should be sold. Wan-Bissaka should be sold. Diogo Dalot should be
Oh, he
sold.
has to go.
Um,
Harry Maguire should be sold too, I think.
Maguire should as well go. Although he was outstanding in that game with Luke Shaw, if not for both of them, Man United would have considered lots and lots of goals. Lots of goals.
No, I think that one touch that he did, he was going inside his
Yeah,
own.
I mean it's a one-time thing, but again, in the whole game,
And there were two more maybe, but I think Luke Shaw stopped a lot more than.
yeah, Luke Shaw was, I think,
And I think
Luke Shaw was,
you have to
better player.
credit him, because I think the communication got better, because Luke Shaw might be
And Luke
is a
Shaw
better
played in the
communicator,
centre-back position, honestly.
because he communicates. I think Maguire does not communicate well. And and at the end of the game he was like, "Oh, let me go in the top and like try to help get a goal." And like, why are you going out of position?
I mean,
And
again,
that's
you have to do what you have to do for the team. But what my problem with Man United is that there are a lot of players in the Man United team that do not deserve to be wearing the Manchester United shirt. That shirt is so heavy. And when you look at all the past players that have played for Man United, and what they have achieved, especially winning the Premier League, none of these ones are close. None of these strikers here are close to Chicharito when he played for Man United. Javier Hernandez from Mexico. None of them.
No.
None of them.
I still don't understand last season they got defeated 7-0 by Liverpool, and how did they still manage to play Champions League and Liverpool couldn't?
Honestly, I just I mean the rivalry between them and Man United is it's on a different level. So once that game comes, it's a different thing. After that, whatever happens, right? Anyway, one game I need us to talk about. I mean, we talked about Man United, Chelsea, Brighton, and Liverpool is a team. Liverpool and Arsenal are doing their best to stay top tier because they are the first two teams right now.
Yeah, Liverpool came from nowhere.
Do you think that Arsenal has a chance to win the league?
They need number 9 for sure, and they're not scoring that many goals, and this last game they were really good. They made a poor mistake in the defense. That's how they conceded a goal. But when it comes to finishing, nah, there's no one. Like they need someone who can come in. And Nketiah struggles. Jesus struggles finishing. There were a lot of balls that touched the woodwork. And Nketiah had it, and I think the guy on the left, what's his name? Martinelli had it. I think the finishing is poor. The defense is good this year, because that was the problem last year.
Yeah.
They fixed that one. They fixed the midfield, but they have a new number 9 because they need number 9 this year, because they're playing it in a way that needs number 9. Unless the other everyone scores a lot of goals.
Maybe they can. You know what they can do? They can take Haaland on loan.
Would you think he's gonna come? I think they will try to bring number 9. They were going after. They were going that guy in Brentford, but I think he said no.
Anthony will stay.
He's not coming. So I'm not sure if what else number 9 is available. But coming back to, they have a deeper squad than last year. But I cannot say anything because Arsenal has the habit of bottling it.
Yeah, I don't see them winning the league, honestly speaking. They have thrown. They have not. They are not sharp like they were last season.
I can only.
Yet they are winning. They are on top. They're just 2 points gap.
Yeah, it's just
Again,
so tight.
they have not played. They played Liverpool.
They have.
They have played
Yeah.
Liverpool. They've played Man City.
They've played Man City. They played Manchester United.
Yeah. Again, home and away will count, right?
They
So
played Chelsea.
when it comes to, we'll see, because again, as the season goes on, these teams are getting stronger and better. But the ability to see out the game is very important. For me, I don't think I don't know who is going to win the league, but I don't.
Yeah,
think
it's because of look at it's so close. Everyone is so
I
so
don't think
close.
it will be
If
Arsenal.
it stays like that,
I don't want it to be Arsenal. I don't want it to be Manchester City. Any other person can win the league. And Liverpool came back to finish 4-3 against Fulham.
were they playing home?
They were at home.
Okay.
They were at home. And guess what? They were 2-0 down.
Oh, no, Liverpool
No,
scored first.
They scored first.
1-1.
And then 1-1.
So Liverpool won 2-1.
And then, okay, yeah. What was I watching?
And then 2-2.
Oh,
2-2 halftime.
2-2. And then they scored 3-2. Yeah, it was 3-2. Yeah, it was 3-2.
Right.
And then
3-2. Right.
87th and 88th minute,
And then 3-3 and then.
they scored 3-3.
But you know what? There is
3-3 and
no
4-3.
Mo Salah. Mo Salah has assist, but
Yeah, he has not
the,
scored.
the player that they bought with so much money, I think he's useless. I'm coming to the point that I think he's never gonna get better.
Nunez
Nunez
is a waste.
he
I'm sorry to
also
say.
wasted a chance today.
I don't think
I think I'm never gonna pick him in my fantasy
No,
league
I
ever.
forgot about
I've
him
given
long
him so
time.
many chances over
I
Haaland.
forgot about him long time ago.
No, he does not have what it takes. I don't know when he's gonna start. No, I don't think he
No,
will.
he's
He's got 2 years on in Premier League now,
yeah.
and not just that, but he's the best assist on hand. Mo Salah. He's still. You can remember with Mo Salah and what the other guy achieved, who went to Saudi. What's his name?
Yeah,
Mane. Yeah. So I don't know. He's not taking advantage of Mo Salah.
I don't rate Darwin Nunez anymore. I think mentally he's not stable.
Yeah, he has some mental issues.
If he's mentally stable, I think he will thrive.
Yeah.
He is paying more attention to things that he should not pay attention to.
Yes.
When you pick
He has
fights,
ego problems.
when you pick fights, when you have lack of self-control,
Yeah.
and that's the difference between Haaland and some of the other strikers.
Although Haaland also lost control today because of other reasons,
because it was after the game.
But the way he behaved was a
right?
bit like
He just like focuses and he does not. Yes, he missed the goals he missed today, but he scored 36 goals last season.
Mm-hmm. So
That's
he has
36
the right
out
to
of
do it.
38
Yeah,
Premier
he has the
League.
right to do it.
He broke a record in the
Yeah.
Premier League in his first season.
Yes.
How much did he cost? It's not up to what Nunez cost Liverpool to get.
No, I agree.
And
with that.
and he comes in, he does not pay attention to the game. He just like misses goals here and there. If he could only be mentally focused on what he is on the pitch to do, I think he would be much more better player. But yeah, Liverpool coming in from 2-2 draw to win, because they know that if they don't win that game, they're opening it up to Arsenal to to cushion that lead forward. Because here now they are 3 points ahead of Manchester City, but just 2 points ahead of Liverpool. Now, guess what? The game against Luton Town, don't be surprised what's gonna happen in that game. That
Arsenal versus Luton.
Luton is a stubborn team.
Okay.
I have watched their game. They are stubborn. And you have to be mentally tough. Extra mentally tough. Do you remember the game they played against
Chelsea?
No, against Liverpool. They tied
Oh,
2-2
right,
with
yeah,
Liverpool.
Yeah.
They almost beat Liverpool, and Liverpool scored in the dead of the game. So they're expecting Arsenal. And they will be trying to give Arsenal something to look forward to. So one of their players is an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
So he's gonna come and he's gonna
Yeah.
try to, make a statement,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, that's all we have for you today, and it was an exciting weekend. Chelsea did not give me the heart attack, and
They actually did.
I was a little bit stressed in that game
Yes.
because of the 10-man game against a very good Brighton team. So, but we survived it. Man United still doing Man United stuff so far. If you look at their record, it's not too bad. In 5, they have lost 2 and won 3. Not too bad, but
Who?
Man United. But the manner in
You,
which they play.
you also think 8 wins and 6 losses.
Yeah, in the manner in which they play. I mean, look at the 5-game form, right? The manner in which they play tells you otherwise, but the result is not too bad. Anyway.
No,
Arsenal
in
is
my
on top.
opinion, he should be sacked right now.
No, he should not be sacked. Players should be getting rid of.
No, and he too.
No, he should not be sacked.
No,
Okay,
he has issues.
We can do another episode for this, but Ten Hag should not be sacked because there are players that have been in that team. I told you this before. Players that have been in that team that have seen managers come and go. And I told you that was similar to what happened in Chelsea. Players in Chelsea that have seen managers come and go, come and go, come and go. So at the end of the day, we had to ship all of them out. The unfortunate thing is that Chelsea ended up buying some mediocre players, new players that should not be in Chelsea.
Right.
That's what Chelsea did. But if Man United can ship off many players in that squad that have been there for 5, 6, 8 seasons and who have seen managers come and go, then I think they can be able to rebuild. That's what Man United should do. Okay. They should not sack Ten Hag. I'm not a fan of sacking managers just because you have to sack managers because the players are not performing. With the performance that Rashford put in today or yesterday, is that what should make Ten Hag to be sacked? No, that what should keep him on the bench. That's what should keep him, with Jadon Sancho as well, maybe showing ego.
What did he do good?
This new generation
What
players.
did he do good though? Why would you keep him?
No, I mean, it's all the new generation players, right? You make hundreds of thousands every week.
Yeah.
And you can get whatever you want. The manager does not make half of that.
No,
right?
Managers don't make
so
those,
you stronger than the manager, the player, the club will prefer to keep you than to keep a manager that they can get rid of at any time.
My biggest reason to sack him is his formation or his strategy is poor.
No, it's just that the players he has are not good enough. That's
then he should sub them during the game.
But they don't have on bench. There's nothing on the bench. There's nothing on the pitch.
Was there no bench yesterday?
No, it's not a matter of what you have on the bench. It is what quality do you have on the bench?
Well, they have Casemiro.
What do you mean? Who is Casemiro? Casemiro is an old player. They have Varane. Varane cannot play in the Premier League. Donny van de Beek, he has not performed. Anthony Mateos, the Santos, hasn't performed. But all again, I go back to.
So you would just.
Lindelof should go. Varane should go. Van der Beek should go.
What about Amrabat?
Amrabat should stay because he just came. In the starting lineup, Anthony Martial should go. Scott McTominay should go. Marcus Rashford should go. Another person should become the captain and not Bruno Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka should go. Diogo Dalot should go. Maguire should go. That is how many players?
It's almost 11, 10, yeah.
Get new players. Players that really want to play for Manchester United.
Do you think that can happen unless some new buyer comes in and
that's their problem. That's not
pumps a lot of money?
That's their problem.
I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, that's their problem.
My guess is this is gonna get sacked.
But they cannot.
If they cannot,
sack this guy. Bring in the next.
What if they couldn't make it to the round of 16? I think he's getting sacked.
He's not. They're in the last.
Yeah,
they're not even in Europa League.
And he comes in and says, "Oh, we have hope," and then
they are not even in European League position.
Have you heard his statements on media? I think he does not know what he's saying.
He's gonna have hope. However,
it's not even about hope.
However,
he said we dominated. We played really well against Newcastle. Did they? No.
However, sack Ten Hag, keep the players, bring another manager. This same cycle will repeat.
I agree with that.
Okay.
But anyway, I think he's also an incompetent manager.
Anyway, I don't think so. He has to bring players that can play and that really want to play and that have no ego issue like what he has here. Guys, please, if you're new to the channel, I forgot to say this at the beginning. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and help us grow our project here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Midweek, there's lots of football coming. Chelsea, Manchester United. Hope you enjoy it, and many other games coming your way. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Ciao.
Bye.